Hello YouTube! Today, to continue the classic album series, we have Metallica's classic, well my favourite Metallica album, Master of Puppets. Yes, this was released in 1985 on Geffen Records. No, it was the album before they signed. Yeah, Electra Records. Sorry, Electra Records. This album was released in Metallica's first major label debut. After the success of their Ride the Lightning LP in I think the previous year, in which they embarked on a world tour, Metallica kind of went back and crawled back into the studio once they signed a record deal due to the success of Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. They have now become a cult band, but Metallica's kind of history is cemented in Master of Puppets. Anyway, let's get to this album. I fucking love this album. This is one of my favourite albums of all time. I don't think, along with Justice for All, this is probably my favourite Metallica album. People will be surprised because I have two of my friends, to various, sorry, the camera just slid there, to various people I have protested that when I was younger I used to think the Black Album was the best because I'd enter Sandman, but then I went back. Yeah, I went back to the old days. So I started off with Justice for All. That was great. Then I went back to this Master of Puppets. Anyway, sad fact about this album is the last appearance of original bass player Cliff Burton, who died tragically in a car crash in Sweden during the Master of Puppets tour, when they were touring with them on their first kind of theatre headlining tour with Anthrax. Yeah, back to the album though. I'm going to start off with track 1, Battery. Battery is another staple in Metallica's live set. It's occasionally used as a the last Black Album tour they've done across Europe. I've looked at the set list, and it said that Battery is the song that Battery, and obviously Seek and Destroy, and Seek and Destroy. No, Battery 1, then Seek and Destroy. Sorry, were the things to close the show after they played the back album back to front. But yeah, Battery remains a staple in their live set, with a thrilling acoustic guitar, which kind of, I can imagine in 1985, the die-hard thrash metal fans of the 1980s must have gone, no, Metallica are selling out, but they were accused of selling out on the last album, so not really. But Battery kind of starts off very beautiful, very acoustic, and then it hits like a freight train with Hetfield. With I have to cite all four members of the band. Hetfield's vocals are amazing, with the brush, the delivery, the viciousness of the previous two albums is included here. It's just built upon the Metallica songwriting. Cliff Burton's bass line is vicious. You know, as a bass player, I have great love for Cliff Burton. Lars's drumming's been better than ever. Hasn't been good. Well, Lars's drumming started to get really complicated over the last two. This album and Justice for All. But yeah, the drumming is great. The rhythm guitar and the guitar by James and the guitar by Kurt and James was very good. I do think that Battery is one of their more longer songs. This album is actually surprisingly long. There's no songs past 3 minutes, which on the Metallica record, Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All, previous two were only like 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long. This is 5 minutes. The longest song on here is Master of Puppets itself. Anyway, track 2, the Metallica, another staple in their kind of live set, Master of Puppets. They played that when I went to go and see them as well a couple of years ago. Really good actually. I love Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets is kind of that most, when it comes to rock songs, it's overplayed to the point of insufferability, to the point that you know, I like it better than Enter Sandman. I hate Enter Sandman. I used to love that as when I was like 11, 12. Enter Sandman was like my favourite song. But to be honest with you, Master of Puppets is, you know, the theme about heroin addiction, and it talks about how drugs control you and the warning of it, which shows James and the rest, James, Lars, Lars and Cliff and Kurt were showing the the worthy on this. The Thing That Should Not Be is another great track, track 3. The Thing That Should Not Be is kind of a weird song. I don't like it particularly well. On an album in which there's so many strong tracks, it's a strong track, don't get me wrong. I think that The Thing That Should Not Be would have been better on Ride the Lightning, but I think that The Thing That Should Not Be is great. It's a great song. Doesn't really fit the theme of the album. Number 4 is kind of the, well, basically I think at the time, number 4 is Welcome Home Sanitarium, which is actually my favourite Metallica song. Really, my favourite Metallica song. It starts off kind of slow like Fade to Black, and then goes into its impending heaviness, doom, which Metallica have used on the previous albums, which is quite astounding and brilliant. So yeah, Welcome Home Sanitarium is my favourite kind of my favourite Metallica album. Not Metallica song, sorry, I'm really tired. Anyway, Welcome Home Sanitarium is a great song. I have to cite that the drumming is phenomenal. Lars really delivers on drum beats on this one. You know, he's kind of a simple, kind of shit drummer now, but still, he does his best here. Track 5, Disposable Heroes. Yeah, Metallica's kind of, yeah, Disposable Heroes is a great song. It's one of the longest songs on here. Lots of time changes. I think that Metallica were kind of going to keep the thrash metal style, but to add more melody to it, which is emphasised on this album by so many songs. Apart from Metalllica Master of Puppets, everything's melodic, everything fixed. So it's kind of like mixing, you know, their influences like Merciful Fate and Motorhead, all that kind of get together, kind of early thrash speed metal, with stuff like Iron Maiden, Diamond Head, which are also influenced by. But yeah, it's quite good actually. Track 6 is Leper Messiah, which is one of the weakest songs. It is a staple in the set. Most of this album is well, apart from Battery Master, the first 4 tracks are mostly featured in the live set. The other 4's not really. Leper Messiah hasn't been played for a couple of years now. I think it was played on the 2010 leg, on the Big 4 shows. Someone please correct me that on the comments. I'm not really sure my Metallica knowledge is kind of lacking. Anyway, number 7 is Orion. Really, Orion is kind of it's a swan song to kind of Cliff Burton, in the way that Cliff Burton died and he was his last shining moment, and it showed what would happen to this great bass player, because the bass line and the distortion is great. This is one of my favourite band instrumentals ever. Along with Eruption, but that's a guitar instrument, it's not really a band instrumental, but a lot of band instrumentals I don't really like, but I love Orion. Orion's amazing. As a bass player, I marvel at Cliff Burton's virtuosity, shall we say, within him as a bass player. Track 8, Damage Inc., which is the last track. Damage Inc. is also a kind of it's a good song. I like it. It's a good song. It's a good way to end the album. Sorry, I'm not that enthusiastic, but it's a good song. Yeah. So Damage Inc. I give this album a 10 out of 10. Please comment. Please subscribe. Sorry, I'm in a bad mood. Kind of got a lot of things taken away from me over the weekend because of my friends. But yeah, I'm tired, as you can see by my eyes. Okay. I'm gonna go. Thanks, and rock on. Guys, please give me some ideas of some Metallica, some other albums you want me to review. The Doors, the Beatles, I'll review that story. Okay. Rock on.